Good evening, everyone who's present here. On this fine evening of Sunday, it's my pleasure to welcome our chief guest of today. And for this, to introduce ma'am, I would like to call upon Sachin for the welcome speech.
Thank you, Agashwin. The origin of wealth and capital in this new era is not material things. It's the human mind, spirit, imagination, and faith in the future. Today, we have here with us Mrs. Anuja Bashir, the founder and CEO of Aurea, to talk about the new age employment skills. Ma'am, over to you.
Hi, guys.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, so Happy New Year to everyone. I suppose your classes have not started yet, right? So everyone is kind of like in a vacation spree. Yeah, I'm getting so many Happy New Years. Yeah, Happy New Year to everyone. Okay. So, what exactly are we here for? So, do you want me to directly get into it? Or something like, what do you call it? Icebreakers? Sachin, should I go for some icebreaker or directly get into topic? Usually I don't do the direct getting into topic. I basically have an icebreaker session. By the way, you know what is an icebreaker session? Can I have some messages out there? Hello. Yes, many of them know what is an icebreaker session. Okay, cool. So, you're all from the same college?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. So, many different years or final year?
Different year. It's a mixture.
It's a mixture. Okay, so I have to talk something related where everybody has kind of like, you know, which is I mean it's applicable, some things which are applicable and common to all of you. Okay, so shall I start the class? I think most of them are in, right? Can I go forward?
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, so tell me, the first thing is that why exactly you need a job? എന്തിനാണ് ജോലി? To survive. Okay, good.
To satisfy our needs.
Yeah. Okay, Edwin said that. What was it, Edwin?
To satisfy our common needs. You know,
one more thing. Do you want me to take a one-sided radio class or you want an in-practice session? Let's go for that thing first. It is Sunday.
In-practice session is better.
Yeah, it is Sunday, and I seriously don't. If I was on the opposite side, I would not like to have a woman simply blabbing on blah 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 thing, rather than knowing something which is of our use. Is it not? Otherwise, you would not be here, right? Spending your precious Sunday, and that to 3:30 time, you know, most of them would like to have a nap or something like on a Netflix, right? Yeah, I take it as a right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So fine. So the question is, we are here on talking about employability skills. So is there something called an employability skill? Does any curriculum or any syllabus teaches something called employability skills? Anyone?
No, ma'am.
No. Sachin, you have been coordinating many programs. Have you heard something called employability skills?
I have heard about new generation skills.
New generation skills. What is new generation skills?
Like web designing, etc. Like that.
New generation skills. See, those are actually technical skills. Those are called technical skills, which actually, yeah, in a way we can call that it may lead us to employment. Do you think that is again an employable, that is again a technical skill, right? Do you think technical skill and employability skill is the same? How many of you think so? Can I have some chat? I mean, just put on your message, not the same. Okay, Akash, fine. What else? Not completed. Soft skills with technical, yeah, not same. Yeah. So basically, soft skill is different technical skill is different. Employability skill is actually a combination. It is actually a, what do you say? It's a complete package of different type of skills which make you worth enough to be employable. So it is actually unfortunate that our education system or maybe our own syllabus do not have that kind of particular orientation where we are employable. You might have, I myself am an engineer, by the way, hats off to engineers. So would you give a great hats off to the clan called the Engineers? Do you know what is the highlighting feature of an engineer of the clan called Engineers? That includes you too. I mean, all the engineering graduates too. Do you have any idea what is the power of an engineer or engineering graduate or whoever has studied engineering or who's studying engineering?
They're all-rounders.
Yeah, they are all-rounders. Do you think
we build stuff, ma'am. We create stuff. We build stuff.
We build stuff.
Engineers.
Do you think one of us build stuff? No, many of them build stuffs. So can we call that? No, why are you going for so much complication? Give me a simple answer. As of now, what you're facing, you are in college. What are you doing? Apart from that, even from the technical stuff, what is that something is there in the engineers which you don't find in other courses?
We enjoy life.
yeah, that is the new trend, new generation trend, dude. I saw one guy. It is true. It is like it has become a vertical or a domain where people don't have job these days. They hunt for any jobs. It's not see that is actually flexibility. Yeah, in a way. Vignesh, you are somewhere around, right? Actually, see, engineering is a degree which teaches you how to actually solve instant problems. Don't you? Do you guys study the same, like, the way you were studying in every single day, like your school days, take your book, learn it, do your homeworks well, do you? Yeah, adaptable, problem solving. See, it is because, you have not realized that everything comes from a simple trait. Engineer is behind everything. True. It is all because, we've learned in that. Even our curriculum, if you take a medicine, a graduate from a medicine background or something like that, what they do is that they are confined to a particular stuff. Don't you think so? They are confined to a particular. If you take a law graduate, he is confined to law. A medical person who he's mostly on to what is called the medical stuffs, right? But if you take an engineer, you know what? They are kind of spread. That some guy wrote it, adaptable. Yeah, they're like amoebas. They expand everywhere. They try to learn everything that comes across. They don't put themselves into a particular box. They are open to everything. It is what we have learned all this way. Do we learn every day? No. Whatever we want to learn, we learn. Otherwise, if somebody forces us, do you think engineers learn? No answer? Oh, you were such a studious, very disciplined, organized student, sir. I never knew that. New generation engineers, sir. Hello. Am I audible? No, miss. Okay, Akash. Great. Thanks. That is something. See, engineers are basically people who don't travel in a particular line. We are not like that. In a way, we are called rebels. Are we not? We are the first people who created, see, entrepreneurship in the Parna, we call it entrepreneurship. See, most people get into business, but entrepreneurship is a scheme which started basically with engineers. You know why? Because we don't want to do what others do or what people tell us to do. We hate that because we think with our brains. So basically that makes us brainy. We are oriented in such a way that, something makes us to think. That is the reason why, see, and one more thing, all this bookish theory knowledge, we learn, to be very frank, I was a very studious student. I did my BTech, I did my MTech. And you know one thing, I own a company which has nothing to do with what I learned. I'm an MTech graduate from Quissat University. Even I was a rank holder in ocean technology, but I don't do any of these things. For BTech, my domain was civil engineering. Just for passion, I do interior designing, which I learned. That is different part. But I don't do any of these steps. You know what engineering taught me? Engineering taught me to explore more. I was not contented in anything. I started exploring things, which made me see. So in simple, to me, engineering is something which makes you think. It is not on the theory we learned. Trust me. If you really think, you will understand. Once you learn, why I'm telling you all these things is that to give you an awareness that whatever you learn, trust me, when it comes to job, it is like a Zameen Asman ka fark. That means it's like sky and earth. It has, see, the theory will come into application. That's true. But how the theory comes into application is, theory is always theory. Practical things are quite different from theories. So, but in case of other professions, whatever theory they learned, it is kind of like, you know, implementation wise, it comes to somewhere near. But in engineering, it is quite different, because sometimes we learn something, but our passion might be different. You know, engineers are the only people who can switch on professions. Do you think? I mean, and on a generic note, there are exceptions in every domain that is different. So, don't you agree with me? Yes. Okay. So now the question is that how can we make ourselves employable? Because no curriculum is teaching us to be employable. For example, let's say you go to. Do you think that when an interview is taken 10 minutes, I mean in an interval or a span of 10 minutes or a 15 minutes, can somebody measure your talents? The question is, can I have an answer from Edwin, Sachin, Akash, whoever? Do you believe that
No, ma'am.
in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, can somebody judge your talent or how do they know you? 10 minutes, that 10 minutes, like as Shah Rukh Khan says that 10 minutes is your life. You 2 hours, that Chak De movie you have seen? See, every movie gives
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
In that movie, they say 2 hours. How actually, even in games, if you check, however good you are a player, that doesn't matter. The question is, how do you play that time? So interview is also like a process like that. It is how do you game them that time? How you game the interviewer, because the interviewer is there to game you. So if he throws a googly, how do we get it on a 6 or at least a 4? Make sure that you are not caught. You are not bald. So for that, how do we escape? Because they don't give us the time and interval of. And do you think they are going to ask us so many technical questions? They might. Do you seriously think after a particular time of what we learned in our BTech graduation, are we going to remember on our MTech thing? Or maybe even after that, when you are in a job, you are defined on a particular skill. Are you going to the theory part and asking you? Because they ask you what they know. Don't you think so? So is our education system powerful enough to make us go for an interview system where we answer what they want? And one more thing, it is not what we answer. It is always what they want to hear from us. Is it not? When you sit in front of an interviewer, he is not bothered of what answers we give. Maybe theoretically we are right, but it is not what he is looking for. So unfortunately, how many of them are losing jobs? Now, another thing, if you are technically good also, have you seen so many people who cannot communicate well? Is it not? English is parayana ariyilla. 10 minutes appa ippo sambhavam endaanu. You know what happens most of the times? I have seen. I forgot to tell. I don't know many of them know or not. I was an IEDC cluster head. I am a ex-associate professor. Okay, I had taught 3 to 4 years in engineering campus. Almost every 6 months, whenever I travel back from Dubai, I've taught in different colleges. So engineering college is not new to me. I've got around 3,500 students, which I call them as mine. So I know an engineer. I have been an engineer. I have taught engineers. I have been taught by engineers. Yeah, I've been associated with engineers. So I am one who can tell what this profession can, how this profession can help us to survive. Like somebody said, why job? Survive. So surviving is something it's not everybody's cup of tea. Survive means just to live. It's not survival. Survival is how we want to live and to what the base we live. If you all actually go for an analysis, if somebody asks you a question, I'm not talking about every individual sitting out there, most of them, when a question is being asked to them, how they think in Malayalam. Malayalamil alochikkum അതിന്റെ ആൻസർ മലയാളത്തിൽ ആലോചിച്ചിട്ട് ബ്രെയിൻ മലയാളത്തിൽ ആലോചിച്ചിട്ട് അതിന്റെ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് കൺവേർഷൻസ് വായിലേക്ക് കൊണ്ടുപോകും. I mean, it passes on. That is how it is being recepted. So every grammar goes wrong. അപ്പത്തേക്കിനും കുറച്ചു നേരം വരുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കിനും then you will get perplexed, you will get panic. By the time he shoots a next question, and then that time you lose your confidence. Have you ever, anybody attended any kind of interview here? Anyone? You can speak. If anybody has, yeah. Akash, you have attended?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Aishwarya has attended. So Aishwarya, tell me, what was your first experience when you attended an interview?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. Hi, Aishwarya. How are you?
Yeah, so it happened during the pandemic.
Okay.
So I had a lot of time to prepare the technical stuff.
Okay.
But in fact,
you are from which
I'm
domain?
a triple student. Student.
Okay, cool.
So they asked me a lot about technical areas.
Yeah.
So being a triple student, I was asked about computer science more. So yeah, so that is the technical. Technical was strong. They asked me a lot about programming.
Yeah.
But when it came to HR, I found it very easy because the questions were like mostly very simple, very interactive. It actually, you can take it to your flow, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed the interview.
Yeah. So basically, as much as interview anyone gets, I would suggest that everybody should go for more and more interviews, because that will help you to understand what is this process all about. Because interview is something which every professional has to face. Because like I say, that Mountain Dew is ad, no? Dar ke aage hi jeet hai. That means you have to go through that thing. You have to understand it. You have to take that fear. You have to feed the fear. Once that fear is gone, no, then interviews are kind of like a smooth ride. Like she said, technically, she found it difficult because she was a triple student. So every question that was shooted was on computer science or on programming, whereas she was a triple student. So what she studied and what they were asking was not kind of a balance. Am I right, Aishwarya?
Exactly, ma'am.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In case when it came to HR, it was like cool for her because she knew the language, she understood what what they were asking, and you had a clarity, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Exactly. So the question is that in interview, what is that key thing? The thumb rule. It is basically what you call the clarity. The clarity in your understanding and clarity in your answering. Okay. So the problem is that now a triple student, how can she answer technically what is computer about programming and blah 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 thing? Do you expect that particular person to have she said it was pandemic, she went through a lot of stuff. Did you Google the company, Aishwarya, before you went to that interview?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
So you were sure that they were going to ask these questions?
Yeah, I was sure because it is an IT firm. So I
Okay.
expected computer questions.
Okay, so then still you couldn't answer.
I could answer. I mean, because
No,
I was a
hold on.
computer science student, it was like not so difficult. But in fact, it was difficult. You got the point, right?
I get that. Now imagine, Aishwarya, on the other hand, you being a triple student also. See,
Yeah.
the question that was asked to you was all theory, right?
No.
Practical?
Yeah, practical. Even the computer also, they asked me the programming side, which is like the practical side of computer. No?
Exactly. So there are,
Logic and everything, yeah.
let's go to the root. Where is that exact problem? Because employability is, see, to know what is see, how will you figure a solution until we know exactly what is a problem? So here, the question is employability skills. Now we need to know what is employability. Then we come up to skills. So then we understood what are the skills we need for employability to make us employable. So the question asked to Aishwarya was kind of more on a practical, not on a theory. Some companies ask on theory, but most of the companies, because they're paying you. They see, anybody who gives you money is basically taking you for your skills. Definitely, you have to understand that there is something they're expecting from you. So practically, what the company does is, at least that they are understanding, is there a clarity of things which you know about the company? Am I right, Aishwarya?
Yes, ma'am. We need a clarity.
Clarity. So now the question is that most of the things, some you answered, somewhere kind of like on a vague mode, right? So what if you had a very good clarity of what they were asking? Imagine, suppose you had good clarity of what they were asking, because practically what is it. Then how would your interview go? Analyze, and then tell me an answer.
I think it will be a cakewalk.
It does, exactly. It would be a cakewalk, because you already know, you're confident. Your answers will be spontaneous, and it will be like you know exactly what you're answering, and you know exactly what they want, because you should. Even if you don't know exactly what they want, also if you cover 50%, then also you clear up. You take up the charge, is it not? So Aishwarya, right now, she gave us a what is it? A kind of like her experience.
Ma'am, can I add one more point?
Yeah.
So being a triple student for the past 3.5 years, I learned many subjects.
Yeah.
And the interesting part is when it came to the employability thing, nothing were asked from all those 3.5 years, all the hard work. It's just that we were qualified to appear for the interview. That's just the, that is only the mark which is needed. And when it came to the interview, nothing were asked. Nothing. The digital circuits, nothing. They only asked about a subject which I haven't touched in the last 3 years.
Sweetheart, the question is that company is a
IT company, yeah.
So why should they
Yeah.
ask you DCN? Why should they ask you all those diagrams? They don't see.
But,
They
that's
don't
true.
want to know what they know, what you know. They want to know
that's true.
whether you know what they want.
Yeah, but I expected circuits at least, which is like moreover like computer related a little.
No, sweetheart,
yeah.
they won't ask you, because they have 10 minutes. They can't waste their time. They are spending time on you. No company would do that, because that is affecting their business. See, they are looking for their resources, human resources, responsibilities. So they are looking for someone who can take it. Is it not? So
True.
now, like you said, is it your fault? You are a triple E student. Being a triple E student, you studied everything. So the question is, where all this 4 years wasted? Don't you think so? Don't you think everybody sitting out here in this in this webinar needs to give a real thought? Are we spending our 4 years on something worth? Hannah, Aishwarya, it's kind of like all 3 years.
Yeah, true. I don't know really what to answer. Yeah.
It is not your problem, Aishwarya. It is a problem faced by our system, our education system. See, we need to make anything, even if it is a triple E student also. See, engineering was devised in such a manner, see, like they said, adaptable, flexible. So even a triple E student must know the basic stuffs, which make her or him employable. Am I right? At least technically. Because, yeah, Akash said it, the gap in the education is so much that theory they have taken 95%. And 25%, 15% is altu faltu. My question is that as a 5% something which we have here, 5% makes us bold, that is the only 5% we have with us. That 5% is where we decide, oh, at least we give it a try. We are bold enough to explore. We are ready to take risk. That is there. As far as engineering is concerned, everybody would agree to me that, because that is what group of engineering, being a group, it teaches us that. Come, let's explore. We are not worried of getting failed. It's okay with us. We fail, we'll try. We'll try again and again and again. Don't you think that is one of our strong and powerful trait we have as engineers? Now
Yes, ma'am.
everybody say that we are spread like many of them say that Murkangada bole engineering college. Please, most of the companies, I have an HR vertical also. So most of my associates and my friends, what is that? Our tie-ups, whenever they ask for something, I tell them engineers are good because they can do a lot of stuff. So they tell me, no, please, Anu, no way engineers. They don't want engineers, they don't want MBAs. See?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So the question is, why are the employees telling this? They don't want engineers. At a point, now you take any engineer, you take any person on a very big platform, from Sundaram Pichai to anybody, to what is it? Any engineers. Every organization, they have a pivotal guy or a strong strategic person behind every organization. That most probably that would be an engineer. Do you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, generation it has been proved. Then why on earth we have come to an era where people don't want engineers? Don't you think? Do you agree with me that most of the companies do not want engineers? Most of them, if you check your seniors, if you check the HR companies, if you check many places, you will understand they are ruling out engineers. Don't you think this is a threat? Don't you really feel that it is a threat?
Ma'am, I think it's on the contrary. Means most companies need engineers. Like even if it's in a banking firm or a marketing firm, I've seen more engineers going in. What ma'am you said.
You said a banking firm, insurance firm, they are taking it. But do you think that that you say because engineers are kind of educated, they talk well, they can basically, they have a math background, that is the reason why they have taken. But do you really think in the formation of a society or in forming the integral system of any organization, engineers were a huge part? Why is that engineers are not a huge part these days? You are talking about a random thing where banking is asked, because like you said, engineering is flexibility. It is adaptable. So people are taking that. So my question is that we have a chunk of engineers. So many engineers graduating out. So it's like banking sectors, see most of the it is not actually that part. If if you're speaking about who Edwin was the one who answered that, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Edwin, that is because of your individual individual image or your profile that you have portrayed, or people like you have portrayed. That is the reason that they are hiring it. It is not because of you are engineers. Your background is engineering. Would you agree with that?
Yes, ma'am. I think I understand what you mean.
Yeah, it is not because of your engineering thing. Why is that? I'm talking about engineering. So the question is, we have to come up with something. So that, see, this you know what, my company was formed initially because of this thing. I am an engineering professional who came from Dubai, where I understood. I joined for a college called I don't know whether you've heard about Tockage College of it's quite famous. It is under the Quasat University.
I've heard of it, yes.
Yeah. So I started my career in teaching in 2010. That was my first introduction to college, where I understood that these engineers are very kind of spirited people. I really had a fun time with them. I was because I was not a conventional teacher. I come from a society where everything was open. So for them, they were kind of friends. But in case of studies, we were all finding something. We always created innovations. So that time I understood that they are not kind of engineers as we were in the past, because that time in engineering, no one taught us. It was like everything open to us. Everything we had to study ourselves. But today the engineering is kind of like more oriented. It's a theory-based stuff. It's like teachers give us a lot of note. Every answers. The other thing is that we are oriented. We are taught like that. Last minute we have to deal with this. This is how we have to deal with it. But today's thing is that Technology has improved a lot, a very much lot. But is the syllabus matching to the system? That's a question. Don't you think we need to give a real thought on it? Because see, whatever is that, ultimately we learn to get a good job that makes us settle, that makes us safe. Yeah, at a point of time, a guy needs to get married, he needs to have a good job. And today's system, even a female, there's no gender discrimination because we are all professionals. We need a system where our education itself is destroying. No, I'm not telling that education system is destroying the potential, but it is a peak time that there needs a transformation in the system. It is not, see, we cannot change anything unless we start changing. The change should begin with you. Begin with one thing. Like I said, my intention was to start a finishing school. Trust me, it failed pathetically. Pathetically means pathetically. I lost a lot of money for creating this. I devised this program called LIKES, Learning Innovative Key Employment Skills, 2013 back. But I understood, no, 2013. But I realized that this won't work because our system won't sustain it. Because what I was talking was an utopian idea. I was talking to, I was talking to MRF. I was talking to all the companies across Pan India, where I was creating a module where these people actually give us a module where we can, after the engineering thing, they can actually merge with the system, and the students learn that, okay, this is what we want to learn, an on-job training system, and which blended with corporate etiquette. So that is what I devised, but it didn't work because, it is a collaborative effort. People need to support. So, I gave up that idea. I got into other businesses. I developed my marketing very strong. I added a IT wing to it. Then under training, what I did? I was more onto employee. Whatever I devised, I fluctuated the module into employees, not graduates, employees, and made the human resource powerful. So, and we did business mentoring, business coaching, all those stuff work. But always this idea of mine where, how to turn this education system where, because companies needs employees needs companies. So the gap, like somebody said, the gap is a problem. So how do I create a system where I fill the gap? Now the question Aishwarya was talking about was that being a EEE student, again, there are some systems. What is engineering? All these years we were learning, or the 4 years or 3 years, we are learning a lot of system. So what we have to learn is that even from, we have IEDC, we have a lot of things. We have training under IEDC. They give a lot of training courses. But the thing is that most of the times it is kind of somewhere it is theory oriented. Do you agree or not? I didn't get any answer. Do you agree or not? Most 70 or 80% is theory oriented.
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
Have you heard of something called All Science Campus? All Campus. Have you heard something called All Campus? Have you? I guess you might not have. Yeah. See, there are places, where, those places where they teach you actual, especially the people who do coding. Okay. They teach you literally, practically how to become the real coding people. Okay. I just said, I mentioned a simple, one institution like that. They have 6 months, 8 months courses. In that, you learn that you really become, you are given a project, you work under it. So the question is that why can't we be trained in such a way that we make ourselves employable? Okay. In that case, if we make ourselves employable, won't the company hire us? Because they also need people who want employment. So I devised a program called LIKES. It's Learning Innovative Key Employment Skills. So according to it, the first thing is the earth or the base, the knowledge. The knowledge is called the technical know-how. For example, anything, be it a EEE student, be it an IT student, be it a computer science student, be it an EC student. everybody could connect to technology, because somewhere that is connected to technology. Am I right or wrong? See, there are people who turn up from civil engineers, mechanicals to IT. That is different. But I'm talking about the core. These are the four domains of, four areas of engineering which are into technology. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, ma'am, you're right.
Exactly. So the thing is that why not we devise technology, what you have learned, the theory you have learned, your passion, what exactly you're good at, combine with something technical for a particular time, where you learn the practical version and then you understand the theory what you have learned, and the implementation, the application. When both of this mix, when you actually do it, when you do it n number of times, you brush, right? Every day, nobody taught you to brush. You know, even if it is night, even you don't put the light also, you know where the brush is, how to brush it. Am I right or wrong? So it is basically constant exposure or continuous practice. So you learn that, you become technically good enough to do that stuff, because you know somewhere that theory gets brushed up. That time you understand that, oh, this was the theory I learned. Okay, this happens because of this. Because when you learn theory, it just stays there. But when you learn practical stuff, what happens is that you can recall the theory. You understand, and you will never forget it. Will you? So this is the earth component we were talking about. Second, and you should not go for long term. I personally say that MTech is not the need of our this time. Seriously speaking, unless you want to go take a PhD, you are going for a doctorate degree, that's fine. Otherwise, for an employability stuff, you should really go on courses, short-term courses, which makes you good in that particular arena, where you make yourself equipped, capable, where you become irreplaceable. Because in job, there you can be replaced. So you need to be good at what you do. Even if it is any branch you do, even the smaller, big work you do, you need to be capable of what exactly you do. So next is basically the psychological thing. So what we do is that most of them have not taken the courses, or whatever courses they got, they took it, or maybe parents' compulsion, or maybe once you got into it, you're not interested in it. So we have to understand that what is your passion, because any work you do with passion, you never get fatigued, you never get tired. Am I right or wrong? So we have got psychometric analysis where we understand that which is your passion, which is connected to it. Some people like IT very much. Some people like coding very much. Some people are hardcore tech geeks. Some people are too much into marketing. Some people are, see, marketing is not something which everybody can do. No, it needs strategy. Marketing is actually dealing with human brains. How can you convince them? Until you have a solid, strong strategy. It's not on talking. It's not on blabbing. It's not on knowing language. So it is all about strategies. Now, some people are good with, speakers. They're good speakers. Or maybe they might have not, they might not be, what do you say? They might not be people who can do the operation, but they can, some people are technically good. They work behind, but some people, they are outspoken people. They can talk, they can be speakers, they can be trainers. They can see there are n number of jobs here, n number of. Now, if you don't want to do job, fine. Create a job, add people to it, create an innovative. It is very difficult to be an entrepreneur. Trust me, it is a Hercules task. But definitely, if you are into it, and your dream is that, like Paulo Coelho says, it will work, because the intense crave takes you. You will work for it. So it is all just, see, for anything and everything, my simple theory is that you need to be good professionals, either to get hired or either to form an organization and hire people also. To hire people also, you should know why are you hiring them and for what are you hiring them, right? So now the second thing is that is what I told, fire, passion thing. The third one is communication. Abhi, like Aishwarya, she spoke because she understood what it is. Do you agree many of the people who are even good with their technical stuff but cannot speak up? Do you know people like that? I need an answer. Do you know people like that? I know many.
Yes, ma'am.
So many. They're not understanding. See, it is not their problem. Technically, they're good, but they cannot present. Like you said, if there are some 43 people out here, you know what? 43 people are understanding what I'm telling, but out of 43, many cannot speak back to me because they are kind of like, no, Edwin, it is not book nerds. They're not book nerds. They might be good also. Technically, we call them geeks, but they are not. They are actually proficient. They are good at what they do. But the issue is that they cannot speak up. They're not confident enough to speak. Sometimes language is their problem. Sometimes, how do you become confident? When you have everything, when everything is in your armor, you have everything. You've got everything. Why do you need to be afraid? Just speak on, just go on, take it up. But the issue is that, so is it only Aishwarya who went for an interview? I think many of them have got, right? Can I have someone else who went for an interview? Nobody.
Akash had his interview in third year, ma'am.
Akash is
Third year or second year.
Okay, Akash has gone for an interview. Okay, Akash, so how was your experience?
It was really nice, ma'am. I had my interview in second year.
Okay,
So,
that is
actually,
something great. Huh? Second year,
yeah.
you got an interview.
Yeah, and I got the job there also. So
You got placed there.
yeah,
Wow. Congrats.
I work part-time for them right now. So my experience was that for me, what I understood is they first of all checked my the understanding, as you said, the clarity in which I understood their product. And the next thing they checked is what I understood is they checked my attitude. That is my attitude towards how I approach them in answering them back. And also they check that how well can I understand whatever they say to me, the clarity. These two things I understood.
So I was precise with that word called clarity.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the fun part was that they came to take an interview for my seniors.
Okay.
Where I came to
And
help and I got the job.
Yeah. See, that is what. It is because, you see, you didn't expect it. But the thing is that how you interacted, how your attitude was that towards them. It like, see, if you check Infosys, if you check many of the companies, nobody is asking you 100%. Nobody is asking you 90%. Even some backlogs are fine. Why is that so? Why is that company is even letting a backlog? You tell me. Because people are looking upon how you work for them, what they get out of you.
Exactly.
So it is not exactly of how much you know. Your degree is, like Aishwarya said, it is only a gateway. A degree is only a gateway. Okay, you have this degree, you bring the certificate. Okay, fine. You are into a college. That's it. Nothing else. It won't fetch you a job. Trust me, it won't. Why Akash got a job was that because when they said it, they understood you were proactive. You are understanding what you are receptive. That is the word. You were receptive. So they understood, okay, this guy can be trained. See, that's the question. It is because you are working part-time because right now they're training you in such a way that after a particular time, this becomes ease for you. It's like a cakewalk. You can understand it.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So now the question again is, again, you were receptive because you had clarity. So how many people, can you name so many of your friends, so many of others who understand? Out of this 44 people, can you tell me all 44, you are understanding what I'm saying, but are you confident enough to answer me if I ask you something? Come on, shoot, at least on the chat box. So that means you agree that, you are telling me everybody can answer. Everybody can answer. Everybody is confident enough to answer me if I ask something.
Yes, ma'am. We are IEDC.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was hopefully yes. See, the thing is that it is because I created a platform in which yeah. The thing is that Vignesh, one more thing is that I created a platform in such a way that you can I'm giving you that, what is that? The transfer of energy by which, like he said, even Potataram also he will say. But what if a platform is what if that platform of freedom, exactly Edwin like said, if that freedom is not there, would you think you will be having that confidence to answer?
then it is a different scenario. Because I just wanted to say one more thing, that I also attended one stress interview for Indian Navy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, ma'am, that experience I think I should share now, because there in front of me was sitting a captain wearing the full white suit with with all the perfect things of an Indian Navy commander, and he asked me some questions where very simple question, but the thing is that he asked me in like boom, 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 and the stress
That
way.
is
Like,
boom, boom, boom. See, that's a question. See, now
Yeah.
the thing is that I am going in such a phase where that all 42 are I'm connecting to you. The experience, what you are having, you can, whatever I'm speaking, you are actually getting connected to it. Are you all? So that is the reason why, okay, fine, you are, I'm asking you, okay, come on, interact. Let's talk. Let's bring it out. But what if I am like, I am, and this is an interacting thing, or maybe a webinar. If this was on an interview mode, if I come on the other side and if I go on shooting question, and if I'm shrewd, do you think you will be taking this ease to answer me? If you say that is still you are confident, then I would say that either you are lying or you are exaggerating, or you might be doing foolishness. See, their answer comes. So the thing is that it is basically how you tackle the interviewer. You have to think. You should not answer abruptly. Like Abhi Akash said that the question was so easy, but still he was like boom, 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 boom. Your brain cannot accept the answers. You need to think for a minute now. So
Exactly.
there are methods by which, you actually blend in with the interview. Sometimes you don't know the answer, but you can make him feel that, see, fine, it is not that I need to know everything under the sun, but I am ready to learn. I'm receptive. I'm clear to what you are understanding. And I am talented, but I'm not skilled. I am talented, but you transform me into your skilled by your training or whatever your company offers me. Definitely I'll be skilled. But
Exactly.
anyway, I am talented. That much part I'm confident. If your attitude is that, definitely every company will employ you. You should show them that, that thing where they feel it. Okay, this guy has that gratitude. This guy is able. At least he will give it a try. You need to show something from your partner for them to get that connection with you all. Don't you
And
think so?
also, the word you use, trainable, that makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot, dude. That is what, see, that is the reason why I said no. Nobody is, even I myself, it took me this many 14 years from corporate and 5 years from academia. All these years, I got employed at the age of 21. As soon as even before, like you said, even when I was in engineering college, I got a job. From that day, I'm working. I had my own ups and downs, and then I came. Today, my experience is speaking. I'm not speaking on a theory. I don't believe. See, most of the trainers I have, like I said, I was an IEDC cluster head. I know what is happening in IEDC. See, today what you see in IEDC is kind of like a boost, a confidence. But do you think actually that is what is IEDC? It is more to it. But we are not aware of it. But it is only the interaction, the communication, the exposure you are getting outside because of IEDC. That is the reason why you are at least confident to speak this much. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
It is the exposure. Otherwise, how do you understand? How are you going to answer? What exactly is in your brain? What is being spoken out? What is? How do you even get a head and tail of what exactly is happening? The process. And one more thing, it is your IEDC thing, because where you understand that the necessity of being something, the will. I need to become something. I can't waste my career like this. That is the reason why we sat at 3 o'clock. We are sitting down right now. We are speaking. We can go and watch a Netflix film even now. Why is that you're here? Because you want, like you said, you need to understand what is called, what exactly will help you to get transformed from talent to a skill. And for that, what exactly you require. Now, coming to the program, what I was telling is, like I said, if you know the theory part, a technical part, where you are proficient at least in a basic level, not in an expert level, at least from a basic to basic, and then an advanced level. And then eventually when you work on, you will become experts. The journey will take you to that part. Second, it's psychologically you understand. Sometimes you cannot analysis you cannot understand basically what exactly a clarity of which job you should choose. What is your career path? What exactly should you take? Which mode you should take? Most of them, like you said, most of the engineers are confused. Like Edwin said, most of them will go to banking sector, other sector. So it is because for a job you go. Sometimes it is not even a thought. It is just you take a decision, you go. That's it. You don't have an idea. Not a short-term goal, not a long-term goal. So basically what I'm telling is that for a short term, you can take any job. For the long term, we have to understand that whatever short-term thing we are taking, it should actually reflect on our long-term goal. That is how you create a long-term professional profile. You need a profile. You have to create it right from this stage. See, when I was in your age, trust me, I never thought about creating a profile. But for that, I have to struggle a lot in my career to create a big profile. And one more thing, the journey was like that. What I wanted, I got it. I did everything I could to get whatever I wanted. So in your journey, in your new generation stuff, see, why we say new generation skill? Because this is a new generation. You are technologically advanced. You get mentors. In our time, we never had mentors. What am I doing with you? Why am I sitting with you? I'm sharing my experience with you. In our time, we never had people who would understand us and tell us, okay, do this, do that. No way. And the thing is that the generation gap between people, it's kind of like, though I am in a different era, you are in a different era, but we speak in a language where we can understand each other. Am I right or wrong? So now the question is, and one more thing, it doesn't mean that all 44 or 45 people out here is interested in what I'm saying. But definitely, my question is that even if I spend my 1 hour or 2 hours in this, there will be 10 people who really understand the clarity of what I'm speaking, the message I'm trying to deliver to you. Okay? That is far enough for me, because at least I'm transforming 10 people out of 40. That too, the percentage is good. Okay, so my thing is that, so now we talked about technical stuff. So don't go for a very big courses. Go for short-term courses, which makes you capable at least to take up a job. Okay, people understand. Okay, they basically, like Aishwarya said, that technically they ask you some question. At least you know technically and practically what has to be done. They give you something. At least you do a base of it. So if you know that, go for a short-term course. Eventually, company is only asking you that much. 1, 2, psychologically find out and figure it out. Avoid your confusion of what job you wanted. Third one, it's basically the communication. Unless you know and communicate with them, you have to have a base English. See, it is not that you need to have a British English or a British accent. It is kind of like you need to understand what they speak and a basic etiquette of English, basic structures, frames, sentences, what you speak to them. Technical things, they don't need languages, but there are certain there is an interview round. For example, like HR, all those things, that goes most probably it is in English, because English is a universal language. Believe it or not, most of the times it wouldn't be in a mother tongue, because different people are absorbing us. So now the question is, for the fourth one, right now Akash told me that boom, boom, boom. Even the questions were simple, but you couldn't. Is it not, Akash? Why was that? You said it was called a stress interview.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what is stress?
What is stress?
Very difficult to explain, right? Now I put you in a stress. Yeah. Right now I put Akash in a stress by a question asking what is stress.
This is stress.
So the stress is something like, when you are encountering a situation where you are getting a kind of where you are pinpointed at somewhere where you know it, but you cannot come without a proper answer, where you are confused, where your brain, where something goes through your spine which is cold, and where you cannot answer. Something is happening with you. Where it is actually, somebody said comfort zone. It is not like comfort zone, where you feel like something around you is making you choke. Horrible experience where the thing is simple, but the approach in which you're taking it or how you're accepting it, that ambience changes. That is called stress. The ambience where something comes negative, there it's called, yes, atmosphere. Exactly. That's called ambience. So the ambience changes. The same question, if I would have asked it, Akash would have said quick answers. Even if I asked boom boom style also. Is it not, Akash? Because here an ambience is created where you are feeling light. There is a positivity around you. It is the look of him, the way he was sitting, his etiquette, his mannerism. You are bothered whether he will judge you, right? Whether he will judge you.
Yes, true.
So you don't want to be judged. You don't want to answer anything which is wrong and make a wrong impression on him, because you don't want to lose that impression. You don't want to get judged. That two things took you into stress, right? Otherwise, that questions were not tough.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So now, what is that thing? If I ask you the same question, I create this ambience, I ask you the same questions, shrewd. You know what? The difference will be, Akash, you might answer us far better the way it went when you were answering that. Right or wrong?
Yes, ma'am. The atmosphere is entirely different.
Because I created an ambience in which you can, even the questions are fast, even the questions are shrewd, even it might be technically complicated, but at least you will be like, okay, she won't judge me. At least she will understand, because you have analyzed me. You are understanding, okay, fine. I'm not being judged. It's like, fine. It is my impression, her impression on mine would never change because she will understand me, right? That is a positive ambience.
Yes, ma'am.
Which we won't get everywhere.
Exactly.
At least in a job-oriented thing. So there we will, like I said, water is the diluter. See, anything which is concentrated, water is that thing which makes it dilute now. So according to the water programs we have, it's called basically the motivational programs or the de-stressing programs, where you understand how to tackle stress. It is something, like I said, no, there are shortcuts for it. When you are in an interview where you think that you cannot manage it, the only thing what you can show is that the attitude, the right attitude, not an arrogance, not an inferior one. Just let it go, telling that fine. I think that, yeah, maybe, seems sir, you can give an answer like, seems sir, the problem is that maybe you should not use even the word problem. It's like, sir, I'm getting enchanted with you that, sometimes I'm getting confused with my answers. You know what? He will understand, because in a way we are muskifying him. I mean, you understood, where we are telling him, okay, your charm is that I'm getting enlightened with you. I'm confused of, am my answer suitable for you? That gives him an answer. Okay, this guy is talking with so much etiquette and politeness, and he is not stressed. See, we need problem solvers. When a stress situation comes, there is something called in our place, we have got a round called situational analysis. We give situations, real-time situations, and we see how they answer. And you know what? Most of the times, kids can't answer. So the thing is that these are situational terms which we will encounter in your professional career, where you have to think and answer. It is fine. It is who you are and how you. It is just saying exactly how you can tackle that situation. Even the company is looking for that. How you can work under stress. It is not that you can give your 100% in stress, but how you can hold it. How you can hold that moment. How don't you crush that? See, even that guy, when he was asking you also, he was not figuring an answer from you. He was just trying to see that whether you will be able to take that pressure. Right, Akash?
Yes, ma'am.
The question was just to see that. So those are called stress interviews, just because to see that whether you will take the pressure. You just need to float. You just need to hang on. It is not that you need to answer every 10 questions, not even 5 questions. It is just, you just seem cool.
Yes.
You just don't make them realize that laploop thing that is beating in your heart. Make them realize that, okay, I have lost it. So the people who don't lose it, they are in. The people who lost it, They're simply banished. You got my point? So that is what is called the fourth element is basically water. Like I said of earth. So basically, likes is the Panchatattva theory of a professionals. Where I said about earth, I said about professional fire, I said about air, I said about water, and the fifth element, like Akash mentioned, the first thing called attitude. So there we call the sky element, the cover up of everything. Don't you think, have you seen in IIMs and in corporate offices, you know, the way they wear their what is it, their tires they wear, the look they give, the attitude they keep. Have you seen it? Don't you get mesmerized by that, enchanted by that? One fine day, I'll be like them. The way they talk, the way they the way they actually carry themselves. That is all about a corporate. What the corporate is looking is not your technical know-how alone. It is a complete package of you. So you tell me, a person who knows technically basic know-hows, technically a person who has passion in him, who is identified and not confused of what his career to be, a person who knows to communicate basic stuffs or understand at least a clarity and give a basic, a clarified answer, and does not break or get crushed when put up in a stress situation, and a person who can carry and give an attitude, a professional attitude where it's fine, it's okay, I might go down, but it is, however I broke up, I will come back strong, super strong. You tell me, if you have got these 5 traits, if you are an employer, would you take that employee? Simple question. No complications. If you think these 5 characters are there, would you think you will take an employee? At least a partial of it. Because the rest don't have it. See, what we say is that we are taking from a lot. Under that, where you stand out, it matters. So when you take these people who are having this much things, like I said, everything balanced. You don't need to have everything right. It's just a bit jack of all trades. You have it, fine. And one more thing, for that, what do you need to do? You tell me. Akash, you just said me a word. What is that word?
Which one?
What is the word you told me? That is what it's all about. That. What is that word you said? Sanik, Sachin, everybody has said it's trainable. So, how can you know things which you don't know? Am I right?
Yes.
Somebody should train you, right?
Yes. And you should be, accepting, open-minded towards receiving.
Exactly. You should be susceptible. You should accept it. You should, whatever task has been given to you, you should do it honestly with all your utmost sincerity, because it is not for them. It is for you. Right? Like I said, I don't accept all 40 or 48 people to be here listening to what I say. No. At least 10 people understand what is the importance of it. Good. Does it make a change for me? Do you think that this, Sachin, when asked me, do you think that I am going to have a huge change in this? Who is getting benefited out of me speaking my experience to you? Who is getting benefited, me or you? Exactly you. So, like I said, and like Akash said, you should be receptible. You should understand it, because post-COVID, after this pandemic situation, do you realize how many people lost their job? Around 25 million people just lost their job like heavy. It's kind of like killed. So
very scary, ma'am.
Very scary. The situation is very scary. Now that is a question. The situation is scary. Already people who are experienced are there in the thing. And people are graduating again, more, so many engineers. So the number of population is more. The jobs are less.
The thing is, pipeline is clotting, the pipeline.
Exactly. So how do we fix it? It is off balance. So how do we balance it? The only thing, do you think others will make a difference? No. Who will make the difference? We ourselves need to make a difference. We need to stand out from others. So we need to do everything that makes us irreplaceable. where they feel that, okay, this particular candidate is good, at least good, not the best, good. So for that, you need to go through everything. See, if you don't know that, you should learn it. That's it. If you don't know that, go learn it. Those things which you can learn free of cost, go for free of cost. Those you need to pay money and get learn it, pay it. Do you think you only go for those courses which you get, which you go? Do you think, see, this is a orientation class I'm giving you. Do you think, see, at least this might have changed your thought process, but do you think it makes you employable? Do you think? No. Everybody, where I'm telling you, you really need to think.
Awareness.
Awareness. I can only do that. But yeah, definitely you can, I would suggest you to join programs where some, like I said, webinar classes, understanding, awareness you can get. But technically, see, those people are spending time on you. They're giving you something, and learn only those courses where you know something actual is happening, where the difference is being made. And then go for an internship program. Go for an internship program where you do an on-job training. There you will learn what is a job, what is a job culture. And then you go and face an interview. Trust me, they can't beat you, because already you know what you're going to encounter, because you are already, you know, your brain is having a clarity of what exactly you're going to face. So you will have answers. Is it not?
Yes, ma'am.
Those of you feel that you are poor with your communication skill, trust me, take the basic English training courses. Those who feel that you need technical courses, even in my system, we offer some technical courses. There are even other courses outside my system, or people I know, or trainers. I would really suggest you for that. Please do go and join it. Make yourself train, make yourself equipped. Learn technical stuffs, graphical designing, digital marketing. There are so many jobs out there. Marketing. Make sure that you get jobs. And once you get job, excel in that job. Understand more on that job. Whenever you need something advanced version, go learn it. So that's how you make. I don't have a magic wand where I tell you, boom, 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 this is done. No. I can tell you path, I can tell you procedures. You do this, that makes a change. And nothing comes easy. Everything has a price. Everything needs hard work. Not even hard work. This generation demands smart work, and smart work is basically tougher than hard work. Very, very hard, very, very tough. Okay, so that's it. So basically, if anything, that's what I wanted to tell you. In a job market, to face yourself, you need to, the simple message I want to give you is, you need to be equipped. You need to get trained in certain sectors where you need to get trained. And in certain sectors, some like classes like mine, awareness, you can get through that. You can read a lot of things. You can Google a lot of things. Aishwarya, next time onwards, whenever you go to a company for an interview, I suppose you might have done that. For those people who are going to interview, or who might not have done that, please Google the company which you are going to attend the interview. Learn about them more. At least get prepared of what exactly they'll be asking you. Okay, know about their verticals, their product, their services, what exactly they're looking for the candidate. Especially analyze the profile, the job profile of which they are hiring you for. Understand that. Have a clarity of that, and twist your resume like that of what they want in you, and get certain tips and hacks, whatever you want. If you need something training, you go for 3 months or maybe a 2-week training or something. Get yourself equipped and then go for the interview. Please don't lose a chance by going to the interview initially without getting prepared. You got my point? Because once lost chance is lost. So use your armors at the right time. Use your equipments, your tools, your brains, everything at the right time, so that everything comes for aid. Okay?
Yes,
So
ma'am. Yes.
I hope you got a message which I wanted to tell you regarding employability skills. See, this is an awareness class. We have sessions of employability skills, which I can send you brochures across. And so those are actually classes. I mean, sessions. Like, there might be 18 sessions, there might be 20 sessions. This is only an awareness class, I said. Okay, because it's a webinar, we cannot. I just said, what is that? It's an orientation class where you need to do this stuffs. Like I said, technical trainings which you have to get yourself equipped. There are corporate etiquettes. Our company is mostly we are into corporate etiquettes, because these days corporate etiquettes are very important. When you learn that, then you see that those. When you learn it, you will understand these are simple. But the thing is that the way in which you learn it, or the method in which you learn it is different. That makes you more confident, because confidence is the key to everything. Like Akash said, it's all about the attitude. Rest of the things we can actually make it up. But the attitude, that is something which we have to create within ourselves. The question is that whether we need it or we don't need it. Yeah. Any questions?
Ma'am, I have a question.
Sure, shoot.
If you have to list down 5 skills which you think will be very relevant for us to study, to sustain, or to get a proper job, which will be those 5 skills, like skills with like data analytics, like that?
Yeah. Are you speaking about technical skills?
As in, let us suppose that you are a company and like that.
So which I would be looking for technically. Yeah. Technically, those skills which I would take you if you are if I want to employ you. That was the question, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. 1, WordPress development.
Noted.
Okay. 2, digital marketing.
Done.
One more thing, digital marketing is not social media marketing. Many of them think that digital marketing is social media marketing.
Yeah, there are different aspects.
Yeah, so digital marketing is a different stuff. So 2, 3, SEO.
Okay.
Specifically SEO.
Okay.
4, marketing. Strategic marketing. Strategic marketing.
Okay.
5, I said what and all I said: WordPress development, digital marketing, SEO. SEO comes under digital marketing only, but still SEO would be a different course which we would be taking. 5th one is graphical designing.
Graphic design. Yes, sir.
These are the five areas which in this present generation you have to get jobs more. I mean, these 5 areas, for example, and if you ask 5 more, I can say one is again content writing, then brand strategizing. That is something which you see. It is all the part of marketing only, but these are some of the some of the skills which would actually become very relevant in near futures, where people are looking for these kind of people. Okay, brand strategists, something like that. And then typical coding people, hardcore. One more thing, Linux people. Linux is something which my company is looking for people like that. Linux, WordPress development people, even graphical designers. So, and Android developers. Yeah, these are the 10 particular areas where you are more likely to get jobs if you get a bit trained. And you have the right attitude. Like I said, no, you'd better take one single class of maybe a 4 or 5 sessions of corporate etiquette training. It will actually make a big difference. There are other courses like customer service. See, it is all upon what you want, especially in banking sectors. Customer service helps. In sales sectors, marketing and sales training helps. So these are again, like I said, a marketing strategist is again a very potential job, which is not easy to get. But once you learn that basic core, you are most probably like to get hired, because marketing is something which is very hard. The right marketing people is very hard to find, which every company is looking for, because right marketers actually develop into good salespeople.
Exactly.
Ma'am, is this strategic marketing word to word that marketing?
No, nothing. See, that marketing is what you are talking about is basically kind of, business development. You understood? Going to see, there's no door to market marketing, or like, calling and inquiring and telling them, okay, this is it, they're selling this. That is not marketing basically. I don't know who the hell gave people that idea. Marketing is basically a concept. It's a concept. See, like, the WordPress developer, they need to create a thing. So what do? They take a template, they structure it, they give whatever script they have to give, they give a script to it. Likewise, you are dealing, if that computer is understanding, the other is a human. So for the human, you have to convince that person why exactly you should choose it, for what. So for that, you have to strategize. Okay, and there should be concept. There are strategies by which, like I said, no, smart work. You can get this thing going like this, but how do you reduce this distance and get it fast? Or maybe if you wait a little bit more, whatever you're getting, you get it in grip. So there are strategies for it. How do you do it? So it's basically thinking, a thought process. So you have to think what exactly you have to do. I'll tell you an example. No, I'll talk about something whom you know. Have you heard of A.R. Rahman?
Of course, yes, of course.
Everybody, I guess. Okay. Have you heard about Ilaiyaraaja? Can anybody tell me? Can 5 of you all tell me what is the difference between, except Sachin? What is the difference between A.R. Rahman and why are they different? And what makes them different?
They are music composers.
That is a
I mean, musicians.
Sweetheart.
Yeah, that makes them different from Sachin.
Pardon?
I mean, is that what you asked? Like, how are they different from Sachin?
No. I said Sachin should not answer that. Rest of the people
Oh,
can answer.
I heard it wrong. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, what makes Ilaiyaraaja and what makes A.R. Rahman different from Ilaiyaraaja? Why are they different? They're both music composers. Why are they different?
A.R. Rahman is an Oscar winner.
Okay.
The way in which A.R. Rahman adapted to the changing listeners, his music style, whereas A.R. Rahman's, like according to
Good concept. Can you all give me a simple answer? Simple, very simple. Who has more brand visibility?
A.R. Rahman.
Why? You think Ilaiyaraaja is less talented?
No.
Why?
Both are talented.
Why?
A.R. Rahman just exposed himself better. I mean, more.
What did he do? What is that single thing he did?
Social media.
No, social media. Okay, fine. Social media, everything. That comes under what? Particular, give me a term.
ഇനി സച്ചിനെ വിളിക്കേണ്ടി വരും.
ഒറ്റ കാര്യം A.R. Rahman strategize ചെയ്തു. എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഞാൻ പറയാം? A.R. Rahman എന്റെ അഭിപ്രായത്തിൽ he's one of a great entrepreneurs.
He branded himself.
Exactly. He branded himself എങ്ങനെ? He branded madala. One thing is right.
He runs a college, music college.
One more thing. He didn't brand himself. He actually strategized a concept in which he got branded. He never told everybody. He's a very introvert kind of person. He didn't went and tell everybody, okay, I am A.R. Rahman, I do this. No way. He didn't market himself. He didn't brand himself. He devised strategies in which he got branded. Understood? He made his brand visible. What did he do? He brought fusion in music. He created, if you look, he innovated concepts. If you look, most of his songs, it is sung. Have you heard it? Berkile? That is a group of music people. It's kind of he does kind of music shows out there. You know what? English people sing Hindi songs. He took it to next level. And you know what? Parallelly, what he did, he created for his income thing. He developed. He got into music. He got into Bollywood. He got everywhere he could get the. He made money on one. His business model was superb. He did one side, and the other one he branded himself. He got into. He took it to world exposure. He tried innovative experiments. He took music from someone else. Many of them said that this was copied. True. What is harm in taking a base thing? But what made A.R. Rahman different was that he conceptualized everything he got. He took the best of it and he combined many things from what he actually went for people who are already did it. And then you know what? He took ingredients from everything. And then he made a beautiful thing, which he marketed very well. And today he's a hit. He is a hit. And whoever associated with him, they are becoming hit. So basically, he branded himself too well, where he conceptualized something which automated his branding. Am I right? But Ilayaraja is highly talented thing. He was only onto what he wanted, the music. But will people, who will people remember after years? Who created an everlasting impression for generations and generations? Countries and any place. You take an Indian, you take any foreigner, you ask A.R. Rahman, they might know A.R. Rahman. It is not because he got an Oscar. It is because how far he took this reach everywhere. That is called conceptualization. Exactly. He made a mark. He made an impression. It is how he made it. He didn't do it in one day. He actually conceptualized it years and years back. So he could attain what he wanted. So the thing is that whatever you want to do right now, you have to conceptualize from today. Okay. So there ends every doubt of yours of how to create yourself a good professional profile. I hope if you're sensible, if you're sharp, you would have understood what I was trying to pass on to you. Correct? Okay. Is there anything? Anybody? Any questions? Yeah.
Anybody? Any questions you can ask?
Anybody, any questions you can ask me. I think it's too much. You take it. We took it. I think it's more than 2 hours. I guess we started at 3:15 or something. Yeah. See the rate. The people are running and going. It was 48 something. Abhi it is like 30. Yeah. Vignesh is like time point arnilla. Yeah, because we talked about something which you are really interested in. That is why you didn't know time.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, Edwin.
Ma'am, I have a doubt. That is, you said we have to create a profile. Means we have to know what is good for us now. What can create a future profile? Yeah. So what if we do something in the course of our career that might support our end goal? Is that going to make a difference in our that time impression of a profile? What if I took the wrong route now and then?
Yeah, I get that. I got it. I have done that. I have done so many courses. I said I took an MBA. I took an MTech for 2 years. Later on, I switched on to MBA, but that MTech was no use of me now. But the thing is that you have to use that opportunity. I got your questions precisely, but in our journeys, many times we make a mistake. What we have to do is that whatever we are lost, whatever scrap or whatever essence we can get from whatever we are lost, because nothing is a waste. Even if you have traveled that something, it might have taught you. That part you take it, and what is for your future goal or what you want to attain in the future, blend it with that. As simple as that.
Okay.
Got it. There is no problem in trying. There is no problem in experimenting. Definitely you should. Because see, whatever I tell in theory, unless you go through your journey is yours. You should really feel it. A professional journey is similar to a personal journey only. So you have to go through it. Let the mistakes happen. So that time one more thing, in that mistake, you are learning something huge. Even that I might not teach you, because that is something which the life is teaching you on a professional platform. And you will get a network. You will get to meet a lot of people in that sector. You know what? There, the connections is there. Sometimes you might change to other sector, but one more thing, the connection is not lost. That is what we call networking. Have you heard the word called networking? Networking is important for every professional, be it whether you're an entrepreneur, be it you're a professional. A LinkedIn is something which you really, really, really should be in. You should really need to see the updates. Trust me, we have got a lot of job opportunities happening in our LinkedIn network. So if you get into those LinkedIn networks. So whatever updates are coming, anything is coming, any conceptualization is coming, any job opportunities are coming, get updated, pass on to your people. Who knows? Somebody might need it. So whatever is coming, yeah. So Edwin, is your answer? Are you clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
No, there is no problem in you experimentalizing anything. Try rather than sitting idle. It is always good to try out something, because everything will teach you at least something rather than sitting idle.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Vignesh was asking something. Yes, Vignesh.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Sure, should.
Can you share your thoughts about network marketing?
Are you talking about MLM or something, or are you talking about? Yeah, basically speaking, I am not. I don't encourage network marketing. I was talking about networking. I was not talking about network marketing. See, network marketing is actually the people who are in the top hierarchy. I mean, top chain. You understood? A person who starts with, and then somebody buys from him, somebody buys from him. So chain goes on. So the thing is that the person who is in the top, he will get benefited. But the new person who adds it, he will have to struggle a lot. And one more thing, it is kind of like, you going begging around people to sell things. I personally don't encourage any kind of, I don't basically believe in selling. I basically believe in branding yourself, and the brand actually sells. So you keep your class.
Okay, ma'am.
According to me, network marketing, no, it actually, see, I'm not telling that is bad. Trust me, I'm not telling, I don't devalue any kind of profession. But the thing is that I personally don't think that, because that doesn't suit to my brand value. Because like I said, I have to go and ask people, would you take this? Would you buy this? Again, it's kind of a kind of like, conventional sort of marketing, which I don't believe in. I'm a strategist. I basically conceptualize stuff. So for me, marketing is basically conceptualizing an idea, which many of them do not have. So for that, I am paid in minutes. So for my idea, for my conceptualization, for my consultancy, I'm being paid. So I don't think in running around network market. See, that people who actually, they do some other business and parallelly they do this in side. Sometimes it works because money is coming on a side basis. But please, it is my advice not to take it as a core profession.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, English. Anybody else?
Okay, if there's nobody else, it's been a while we have taken ma'am's time. If there is anyone else, please let us know. Because ma'am for 3:15 or 4:50,
my brother is waiting for me to go out. He's like, seriously, my son is yet like, Mama, won't you stop? So everybody's like showing me that thing. So I'm like, yeah, 5 minutes.
Exactly. So if there's nobody else, I would like to invite Sachin for thank you speech.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Vignesh. That means a lot.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. First of all, sincere thanks from my IADC to you, Anuja ma'am. Also extending warm thanks to all the members who attended this session. Last but not the least, I extend my sincere thanks to you, Anuja ma'am, to making this session a massive success. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all. Stay safe, everybody.
I would like to share few stuffs since we discussed all these things. See, whatever we are talking, there should be some output out of it. I mean, you really need to see. You spend this much time with me, so something output should come out of it. Like I said, that's what we call as transformation. So I will, Sachin would have our LinkedIn profiles and stuff. So do like our LinkedIn and Insta pages. So like Akash asked us, where are those opportunities where we'll get jobs? Because we are actually hiring. We are actually on a hiring spree at times, because sometimes a lot of projects comes with us where we need people. So though my associates believe that engineers are like crap, I still don't believe it. Me being an engineer, I would never agree to the fact that engineers can, they are craps. It is how you train them, how you get out the best out of them. So I have got most of my employees are engineers. I think almost 90% are engineers. So I believe that whenever there is an opportunity, please, since if you like the pages and stuffs, you will get to know the updates. Please put your reviews, please put your what you feel. Try to keep engagements with every network of yours. Who knows, something that which you are searching for might be there, and our people can connect you to whatever you want, and then it would be fruitful for you. Okay. And we are like Akash asked me, we have got certain courses in our training thing where, see, we don't have trainers. We have people, real-time people who do jobs, full stack developers, high-end marketing strategists. So these are people who will actually tell you what exactly industry is looking for. So you can take a few small workshops like that, which some are payable. So if you go through it, it might make you, like I said, real-time employable people. So go through it. If anything is there, you can mail to me. Sachin knows my details. You can mail to our company. You can, like I said, do like our pages and stuffs. So you can, there are so many employment opportunities there, and do mail us to hr@oriacorp.com. We have got 2 other companies also, OrientSol and FlexiCloud. We are looking for Linux developers too. So even if you don't know anything also, that is fine with us. At least you have some base talents. We are ready to train you. Some courses we will actually ask you to take up to learn, and then rest of the things, we have internship programs out here where you can take it up there. And trust me, I think best professionals come this way. I always encourage freshers more than any experienced people. I believe in freshers more than anything.
Ma'am, as a part of IEDC, ma'am, one thing I can assure you is that we have a talent pool, ma'am, and I can guarantee one thing: this won't be the last time we are going to interact. There'll be more interactions like this. Yeah, and also we have a lot, like the skills which you told. We are keeping workshops, awareness programs, all these here. So we are nurturing them.
Awareness program is all fine, but the thing is that we need to we need to learn basic workshops. Exactly. Actual things. See, right now what I've been speaking is all about awareness. Now we have to get into the actual. So sometimes you have to, rather than spending the 4 years, like I said, if you go for some courses, at least a 1-month course. See, I've got few employees of mine who actually paid for the workshops and learned it, and today they earn at least more than $10,000.
Okay. And that's what I said. Like that, 1, 2, 3 interns, I can guarantee you from IEDC.
Good. I'm looking forward. Seriously, I am looking for so many marketing people. Because I myself believe I'm a very good trainer. I know how to train them out. But the thing is that I need basic talent. For that, certain things they have to learn it. Certain things I will train them. Certain things we will have internship programs. Anyway, for sure, if they are the best, trust me, job is never an obstacle to them. Because I know to place. Because like I said, I'm looking for human resources, good ones, because together I believe in teamwork. So if I have the best, trust me, everything will be the best. Whatever I deliver, it would be the best. And I never compromise, nothing than the best.
On that note, I think we'll let you go out now.
Yeah. Okay. That was great interacting with you guys. We look forward. Okay. And Sachin, thank you so much for letting me interact with such wonderful, vibrating. Seriously speaking, I like your vibrancy. I like the spirit in which you were shooting questions. That's good. Actually, it feels like, even I didn't feel sleepy. Trust me. Okay. So we'll keep in touch. Like Akash said, it is not the last time we are interacting. We will keep in touch. So anything is there in your college also, do let me know. I would like to get as much as interactive as possible, and I would like to really bring in transformation as much as I can, because I believe that transformation is the best thing that gives you satisfaction. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ciao. Bye.